Because last time I checked, Sexy Red and Chrisean were locked in tight, as thick as thieves' besties. So hearing that Sexy allegedly spilled tea on Junior's real situation caught me completely off guard. When random internet trolls and commentators run their mouths, you can kind of brush it off as typical online noise. But when someone who is actually in the inner circle starts airing out concerns about that baby, that's totally something else. Well, based on reports, Sexy is voicing genuine worry over Junior's development, care, and surroundings because behind-the-scenes conversations failed and the frustration has spilled over. Y'all need to understand that Sexy Red is a mom herself, and no matter how wild her online persona gets, her maternal instinct is real. So, allegedly, Sexy Red has been pointing out all the red flags people have been noting from the beginning. And I'm talking about things like this. She tried to tell Chrisean to get help for her son, but based on what I've heard, Chrisean has been dismissive and in denial, even though several people have tried to talk to her. I mean, it definitely doesn't help that Sexy isn't the only one pointing fingers, cause when multiple people in Chrisean's actual circle start raising the exact same red flags about Junior, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. First of all, Blueface's pregnant girlfriend, Nivea, jumped headfirst into the drama, and she did not hold back. She was on a recent live stream kicking it with Blueface, and out of nowhere, she threw the ultimate low blow at Chrisean. Like, she looked right at the camera and said, "Shout out to the baby disabler."
Shout out to Chrisean for the 50 gifted. Appreciate that 50 gifted. Shout out to Chrisean for the 50 gifted.
Shout out to the baby.
Okay, with Nivea, we can probably write off her comment because they obviously have beef, but we've also had people close to Chrisean raising the same concerns. For instance, Chrisean's sister, Taryn, said that she was present during the birth of baby JR and was given permission to listen in to Rock's medical information. And based on what she said, apparently Chrisean had chlamydia and refused a C-section. Now, for those who don't know, giving birth with an STD puts the child at high risk for blindness and many other lifelong complications, and Taryn was putting her sister on blast for allegedly intentionally putting the baby in harm's way. And because she was the one taking care of JR, she said she didn't even know how to care for him correctly.
Because I was there, it didn't kick in. It didn't kick in. When the nurses came in and told you, can they talk to you about yourself? I'm like, no. Just go ahead and put it out there when I was wrong. Yeah, and they said you had chlamydia. Your love instincts didn't kick in. They said, what I do is C-section. Guess what? You refused. You didn't want to mess up your little tattoo. Or you didn't want to get cut, right? Oh, all right. Where your mama instincts was that then? Because you sent through that infected canal, right? You did. You did that. So, don't do that. And I encourage you, I keep asking you, leave me alone. You want to play with my children now, right? You play with my children. Talking about my grandbaby, like... And you know what's crazy? We will never talk about Chrisean because he's special and we really love him. But yo, you are foul. You are foul and disgusting.
Now, another family member who has said that Junior has issues is Blueface's mom, Carlissa. Music. She said that she believes the baby has issues because Chrisean was drinking and smoking her entire pregnancy. She then stated that she felt there might be some kind of neurological problem and that she wasn't blind or dumb to the signs. Music, according to her, they could all see that something was going on, and even the baby's father would notice it. Then she said they understood what could come with such situations. Music, that they weren't stupid and they wouldn't pretend to be. In addition, not so long ago, a follower asked Carlissa why Chrisean Rock wasn't tested after delivering Chrisean Jr. in 2023 cause this should, music, be common practice in hospitals, saying, "My thing is with hospital, they test you for alcohol and will call CPS on you. How do you not know all of this? Why isn't the baby in proper care if she did do this?" And this is how Carlissa responded. She didn't go to no regular hospital. Obviously, a regular hospital would never let half of these things slide because they test. Music, they document, they intervene, and they make sure that baby leaves in safe, proper care. So if what Carlissa was hinting at is true, then yeah, it explains the confusion, the lack of answers, and why everything fell off with the birth of the baby. Anyway, we are also talking about someone who alleged that Chrisean put her hands on the face of her baby because she doesn't like it when she wrote, "You named your son the billion-dollar baby and made a whole Instagram for him. You exploited him until you couldn't exploit him without people knowing what was going on with him, and then you covered his face and smashed his face and hid his face because his face wasn't the music face that you planned on. Then you took them on everybody's podcast, had them looking crazy, not showing them no love. You're the only one that has ever exploited any children on the internet. The only time we ever seen your baby love is when my son posted him showing him real unconditional love." By the way, even Chrisean's ex, Ronnie, who died after insisting that he was the real baby daddy, raised some serious concerns about the baby.
Junior was in a diaper with nothing on in Maryland, so you know it's cold out here in Maryland, for one. For two, do you know that if somebody would have hit that car at a high speed, Junior could have flew through that windshield? Junior was not in any seatbelt. Junior was not in any car seat. And on top of that, Junior was naked.
So, if all these people are coming out of the woodwork saying the exact same thing, it honestly makes Sexy Red's alleged claims sound way more credible. Like, at this point, where there's this much smoke, there's almost definitely fire. And to make matters worse, word on the street is Sexy isn't just stopping at Junior's development. Music, she's allegedly calling Chrisean straight up neglectful. Like, how she was taking surfing lessons while a random lady was watching Junior. The bottle that is supposed to go in that baby's mouth opened, and in the sand while he was whining and balled up in the stroller. And as if this wasn't bad enough, she also had him in the back seat of the car flopping around with no car seatbelt. And let me not even get started on all the other times she's been slammed for neglecting Junior. Allegedly, Sexy Red is also pointing out how Chrisean's constant legal trouble and nonstop arrests keep pulling her away from actually parenting her son. I mean, this is also true because Chrisean has had a few run-ins with the law when she was with the baby. For instance, there was a time Chrisean was with her son when officers from the Los Angeles Police Department arrested her at a San Fernando Valley courthouse. She was there to attend Blueface court hearing. Music stemming from his involvement in an October 2022 incident in Las Vegas that left one man injured. And after police slapped the handcuffs on Chrisean, her baby was taken away from her. Based on reports, 5 LAPD cops were already waiting for Chrisean when she walked in. So, it appeared that might have been planned ahead of time. And as soon as she entered, they were on her. As for what led to the arrest, Chrisean was a wanted fugitive in Oklahoma where a warrant was out for her arrest on a number of charges, including possession of with intent to distribute and possession of a controlled dangerous substance. Other than this, backstage singer James Wright Chanel accused Rock of physically hurting him at a Tamar Braxton concert in Los Angeles. And he even filed a civil lawsuit claiming he suffered facial lacerations and broken teeth. She was subsequently hit with misdemeanor criminal and battery charges related to the incident. Rama Montecalvo also filed a civil suit against Rock and the Zeus Network for battery, intentional bodily injury, and property damage stemming from an alleged physical encounter in mid-2023. Even Rock's former hairstylist Irby Lachelle filed a civil lawsuit against Rock and Zeus Network over an alleged physical altercation at a Baddies premiere event. So, because of this, guys have been saying that Junior doesn't have a conducive environment to grow. See, at the end of the day, if the people like Sexy Red, who were kicking it behind closed doors, are suddenly dropping their filter and speaking up about Junior's well-being, that means the situation might be way more serious than what we're just seeing on a quick Instagram live. Based on reports, Sexy Red is allegedly worried Chrisean is wasting precious time instead of getting Junior the hands-on care he actually needs. Obviously, the reality with early childhood development, if a baby is dealing with delays or physical issues, getting early intervention, therapy, and dedicated one-on-one attention right now can make a world of difference and potentially reverse or significantly improve those struggles. But instead of focusing on consistent doctors, music visits, speech therapy, or basic developmental routines, Chrisean is constantly caught up in outside chaos, traveling, and getting locked up. So, Sexy's music point seems to be that every month spent chasing drama is a missed opportunity to fix things while Junior's brain and body are still young enough to catch up. And that's what makes the lack of focus so frustrating to watch. Well, for me, it's how Chrisean is still insisting that there's nothing wrong with Junior. Music, but let me know what you think about Sexy Red allegedly joining the chat in the comments section below.